This is Andy Trotta coming to you from AVI, and we have a good tech tip for you today regarding hybrid and EV HVAC diagnostics. So when it comes to diagnostics, as far as HVAC system, the HVAC system doesn't change all too much when it comes, after the compressor. We have a really good course talking about how the high voltage compressors work and all that. Don't forget to look at that either. But when it comes to the HVAC system, the one thing that does change is the oils. And having that in mind, that we're not using PAG oil, we have to use POE or NG100. Those are things to keep into play. So that means that I cannot use a PAG-based UV dye, okay? There are UV dyes compatible with POE that I can use to diagnose, and a lot of manufacturers are also pre-installing refrigerant with UV dye already in it. If you notice this Honeywell refrigerant that I have here, 1234YF already has the UV dye integrated. A lot of manufacturers are already doing that. So with that said, when it comes time to diagnose and look for problems with the HVAC system and looking for leaks, there's a couple of tools I can use to my arsenal. We have a lot of good relationships with some good people over at Super Cool, where they provided what we typically call a sniffer. It's going to be a carbon-based leak detector or refrigerant-based leak detector. So this is one of the tools that I can use. But going based off of the principle of knowing that there may be some UV dye in here, I can also use a UV dye leak detector with a UV light. So this UV light comes from Cool Tools as well. So let's go ahead and see if we're lucky enough to see any kind of leaks throughout the system and get this problem solved. So I'm going to go ahead and use my filter lights right here, my filter lenses, and we're going to go ahead and look into the system and trace my lines, and lo and behold, we found exactly where there is a leak. Now that's a huge leak right there, so most likely issues with the O-rings. I'm not sure if this car's been touched before. We'll have to look at some history, but the leak is definitely there, and I can see the UV dye. Just make sure when you're doing this, UV dye detection is not a problem. You just need to make sure you have the correct UV dye, and it's compatible with hybrid systems that are using POE or NG100, once again, which are less conductive oils when it comes to the hybrid systems.